So Zach, 5 straight wins for the
Five in a
Baylor
row.
Bears.
Five in a row.
Yeah.
Vibes are high.
Yep, fives are wild. It was not pretty by any description.
No, no, but I mean, a win is a win. They're up to 7 wins now. You can't take that away from them. Uh, yeah, Sawyer Robertson, 3 interceptions. That was probably his.
It was his career
It
high.
was his career, but it was probably his worst game in this stretch that he's
Mm-hmm.
been the
Mm-hmm.
starter. And the running game, the offense at times seemed to just kind of get stuck in the mud, especially in the second half. But I think positives, defense, came away with 3 interceptions. I think that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Four truck takeaways
four
overall.
takeaways overall. And yeah, so I mean, it was kind of an ugly game, but like we said, a win is a win. Win your clunkers.
Yeah, I mean, I wrote about it, but Baylor has come a long way in that it, can find a way to win a game when it doesn't play, its best. Sawyer threw 3 picks, but he also threw 2 touchdown
Right,
passes.
right.
Bryce and Washington gets another 100-yard game. And then defense went against a bad Houston offense. I mean, there's just no other way to say that. They're not good.
Nope.
Uh,
Nope.
but you do what you have to do
Right.
against that team, and they held them out of the end zone. Houston's only touchdown came on a pick six, so you know they went out and they handled their business.
I mean, and like, I don't think that there's, this team, like you mentioned, this team, like Dave Aranda said it a few times, where there are games like this where they almost find a way to lose,
Mm-hmm.
and instead, like now they win, and like I don't know if that game, like there were some nervy moments, but I don't know if it was ever in doubt for the Bears, and I think that's a new feeling, at
Right.
least in the last couple of years. And that to me shows growth. That shows growth in the
Mm-hmm.
team, that
Mm-hmm.
in the belief, in the coaching staff,
Yeah.
and all of it. And so I just think that as ugly as it was, I think Baylor, to its credit, was always kind of in control, even
Mm-hmm.
if it looked wild at times.
Yeah.
So you're right. They handled their business,
You
just like you
never
said.
got the sense that Houston was going to come back
Right.
and win the game.
And part of that was Houston's crummy offense,
Sure.
but you can only play who's on the field with you.
Absolutely. So Baylor will go into next week against Kansas at home with a chance to get to 8-4. But here's the other thing, and this is basically what I wrote my whole column about was there. So you're telling me there's a chance. There's actually still a mathematical possibility for Baylor to reach the Big 12 championship.
What a conference. What a sport. Like
It's nuts.
this is the greatest sport. This is the
Oklahoma
greatest.
beat Alabama tonight. I mean, it's just Kansas beat Colorado. I mean, it is especially in the Big 12. It is as I called it in my column, it's the chaos conference. It's the WWE heel that everybody loves to hate. So
How far did you get? Like how many times did you hit like refresh on the playoff predictor
oh my
site? Like
gosh.
how crazy did it get?
It you could sit there all day and play with the scenarios because there's that many teams I think
Yeah.
still alive. So yeah, I did play with a few, but I managed to get Baylor into that game, so I know that there's still a path. They still have to have some help, but at the same time, it's just bananas to think about the fact that they're mathematically alive.
I mean, and like I think like what 5 weeks ago, like a month ago, we were thinking this Kansas game is going to be a walkover, but now Kansas right up there with Baylor in terms of maybe the hottest team in the Big 12.
Resurgent,
They
no
were like
doubt.
3 straight. They just beat Colorado, who themselves was a really hot team,
Mm-hmm.
And so here comes Jeff Grimes and that dynamic Kansas offense into Waco.
Right. You can't predict anything in this conference. You just can't.
But hey, Baylor's won 13 straight games against the Jayhawks. That's incredible.
That is incredible. So there you go, Baylor fans. I mean, there's hope. You go into next week, and I mean, it should be a fun finale. I know there'll be another big game in Texas happening that day, but still a lot of reason to come out to McLean for the finale. So, all right, see ya.